dreams. This is Dream Talk. Dream Talk is a show that I like to do where sometimes I share my dreams with you so that you can gain insights on your own dreams. And lately, I've been wanting to just introduce some books to you that might help you to understand your dreams more. This one I checked out from the library, and it's called The Dream Interpretation Dictionary: Symbols, Signs, and Meanings. So if you wanted to see if you could find it, if you can't find it at your bookstore, you could maybe find it at your public library. I checked this out from the library, and yeah, before I checked it out, I looked through it, kind of skimmed through it, and see what it's all about. Let me show you. It's a what basically is a A through Z of all the things you could possibly dream about. Like, and I used to be someone who wasn't really into dream books, but this one it piqued my interest. It was calling out to me when I was at the library. I also want to bring forth books so that people can start reading again. If you're capable of reading still, please do. We don't want books to go in the way of obscurity or just disappear and everybody's just not reading books anymore. You know what I mean? People start publishing books and writing books if nobody's actually reading them anymore. There's a lot of audiobooks, yes, but who doesn't love to crack a book? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't bring my glasses, but I can. The type and the writing is nice sized. So I'm gonna have a sip of my tea first before I get started. Let's see. Hope you're having a pleasant evening. It's evening for me right now. I'm just chilling out, and I thought that my intuition and I was getting guided to do a video tonight about the dream world. I feel like a lot of people have been having some problems in their dream world, things that are terrifying. Um, some people you hear have night terrors, and night terrors are very unpleasant. So yeah, like I said, this dream book is from A through Z, all the different things, all the different meanings. So for instance, let's see, who is I gonna look at? Like for instance, if you've dreamt of an airplane, here's the meaning of that. Airplane takes us to destinations. In lives, we go to destinations when we reach for goals, achieve ambitions, or arrive at new phases of life. This use of symbolism of airplanes is the most common, though the possibilities are far and wide. Hey guys, hi guy who's watching, or guy or gal. Planes and dreams are commonly used to symbolize going places in life because planes take us to destinations and dreams use analogs and comparisons to create symbolism. True, true. So, ambitions and goals are destinations in your life you want to reach, and a plane is the fastest vehicle for reaching a destination. Slower moving vehicles are used to symbolize goals and personal destinations that take longer to reach. However, all symbols have variations, and a plane flying away from you can symbolize a situation or ambition that's quickly getting away from you. Planes are associated with freedom. They're associated with the far reaching thoughts. In dreams about airplanes, the meaning of the symbolism can be defined by your role in the situation and the nature and circumstances of the flight. Are you a passenger or a pilot? It's kind of like dreaming about being in a car. Because I used to have a lot of car dreams where I was in a car. And some of the dreams I was actually driving, some of the dreams I was not driving. And one dream in particular I can remember about a car dream where I was in a car with my sister. my eldest sister, and um, this truck just went straight through the vehicle we were in. And I felt the truck go through my body and all that in the dream. And it felt so very vividly real. I was in the passenger seat, and my sister was in the driver's seat. So being in the passenger seat has its own has its own meaning in itself. Are you the passenger in your life, or are you the driver? Are you driving your destination, your spiritual path? Or are you letting somebody else direct you? A lot of us, I'm sure, have had the experience of letting other people direct our lives, and then it becomes not our life. But, oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it becomes their life and not our life when you start to follow someone else's life. So this is a really good book. It's from, like I said, A through Z, different interpretations of different airplanes, animals, hotel, whatever dream that you have, it's in here. And it discusses basic stuff about what it could mean. So that's what I meant about dream journals, is that they are basically a foundation. They're not the end all be all. You know, if you look up in a dream journal and you see, a dream, like this is more like a dream dictionary. That's what it is. You're looking up, say, for instance, I had a dream with my son where he killed two goats. And if I look up goat, let's see what happens. Look up under G for goat. And by the way, my son is a Capricorn. So that makes sense. The animal for Capricorn is the goat. So, let's see. Goat. It's in here somewhere. Goat. Yeah, anything you could think of, it's pretty much in here. Graveyard, gorilla. Okay, I just passed goat. GOAT. And that would be weird if goat wasn't in here. Okay. In biblical times, the goat carried the burden of sins. And today, the idea is used to describe someone who takes the blame. Goats are known for stubbornness, a common association used by dreams to create symbolism. It's easy for you to say. Get your goat means to annoy to the point of anger, and an angry goat won't relent. Goats are known, or I read that. Goats are messy, they're tough, they're independent. Does that describe you or someone you know, or a character, a situation? These are the most common associations, and of course, the important ones are the first that come off the top of your head as you think about the goat in your dream. Yeah, that was a very odd dream where I didn't witness him killing the goats, but I saw it. It was implied in the dream that that's what happened. As I said, he is a goat. I mean, that's his astrological sign. American astrology. I don't know what he is in Chinese astrology because I'm really fascinated by Chinese astrology as well. I'd like to get a book on Chinese astrology because when I was working at a co-op, a natural food store, there was a Chinese woman who was volunteering there, um, suggested that I get a Chinese astrology book. Oh, my light went out. It does. That naturally turns off to save energy. But yeah, I want to get a Chinese astrology book as well. I mean, to put into my library. This is just a book that I checked out from the library, but I like it. I like it. It has basic meanings, as I've talked about before in Dream Talk, my Dream Talk show, which is this too. I talked about how it's important to realize that we are not growing up in a situation where we're in a tribe. Now, when tribes exist, it truly exists. I mean, there's still tribes that exist, of course, but not in this Western. civilization, really. When tribes were very much everywhere, what they did was they, what's to say, add a Q&A sticker. I don't want to do a Q&A. I did a Q&A earlier. I mean, if you want to do a Q&A about asking about certain things about dreams, I can find whatever you've dreamt of in this dictionary. Now, what I was saying is that we don't dream collectively like we did once upon a time in tribes. Traditionally, the dream world, we would be so connected to where those symbols and those archetypes in our dreams end up being universally the same because we're that connected. We're in a tribe, we're telepathically connected, so we can dream about, for instance, figuring out who it is that stole our goat, if that's the case in a tribal situation. But that's why I'm saying that a lot of these meanings in these dream dictionaries, they're a good foundation, but you yourself know what, for instance, what gold means to you. It may mean something to someone else totally different. You know, maybe you're allergic to gold and you can't wear it, and you have, gold earrings on in a dream. Thanks for the two thumbs up. And you have gold earrings on in your dream, and you're breaking out and having a bad reaction to it. I mean, I think a lot of people know how to decipher their dreams, but they just find it easier to just say, "Oh, that was a weird dream. Oh well." And it could have been something very profound in their message. A lot of times, what happens is angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, God, um, if you believe you're a star seed from other planets, uh, they enter into the dream world to help you to understand what your spiritual life path is all about. Basically, that's uh, what happens a lot, and especially happens when you ask for it right before you go to sleep. If you talk to your spirit team and tell them, "I would like to meet you in the dream world, and could you offer me some suggestions or advice on whatever it is that you're dealing with, whether it's finances, getting out of a poverty mindset where you're just expecting to be poor for the rest of your life, uh, asking for spiritual help. It presents itself when you ask for it. Ask and it is given. And a lot of people also experience very terrifying dreams. They become less terrifying if you're able to actually break them down. As much detail as you can get, even if you only have a little tiny bit of a dream, you can still decipher it and decode it and find out what it means regarding your life in the present moment. A lot of times we'll dream about the past, and we dream about the past because we don't like to be in the present. I think that's why a lot of people will dream about the past. And if the past dreams have really pleasant uh, sensory, sensory things going in and helping you to remember these good old days and all that kind of stuff, uh, that can happen, and you're in the dream and you're thinking about past things, and you wake up and you're repeating, you're still in the past and you're not in the present. That is a possibility that can happen. A lot of people, to dream, and they like to know what it is their dream means. And a lot of times the best way to do it is just to write it down. Write that dream down and look at it. Take it sentence by sentence. See what it is within the dreams you had that pertains to what's going on in your life in the present moment, because I guarantee you it is having to do with the present moment. Even if it's showing you a past event in the dream world, it has to do with the present. It could possibly mean that you're repeating a lesson once again. Some people call them mistakes. I call them lessons. I call them experiences. And if you are dreaming of a past event that a mistake, you feel like it was a mistake. As I said, I feel like they're experiences, an experience that you had that you wish you could change and flip around. And you get in the dream world and try to do that. I suggest doing something just the opposite before bedtime, setting yourself up for a really, really helpful dream time. If you are faced with, like I said, with so many different questions, like how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to get food on the table? How am I going to do that? You ask your spirit team before you go to sleep all of these questions instead of just having these questions up in the air. Ask them all these questions and ask them if they could come to you in the dream world and give you some insight on what to do. So when you wake up, you'll have a fresh perspective on whatever it is that you are feeling so frustrated with. Another thing that I suggest that you do if you're having night terrors, if you have a night terror, this is what a good thing you could do, and it's happened to me before. You can get up, or you can just sit up in your bed and take deep breaths from your diaphragm. Just breathe in through your nose and breathe out your mouth. Take several deep breaths. And then I would sit down and write down my dream or my night terror if you get yourself to a calm level. Some people, it takes them a while, they're all shaken up. Maybe you need to get up and rinse your face off. Maybe you need to get up, take a shower. Maybe you need to take a cleansing herbal bath. If you can't get the words out onto paper to write what this night terror was about, I also suggest I also suggest that you have a nice I also suggest that you have a nice smudging of your whole environment, especially your bedroom. Make sure you open the windows. Make sure you're not next to a smoke detector. But just totally coat your sleeping environment in very protective herbs. The herbs I've been using recently are rosemary and lavender. Rosemary, definitely very powerful, gets a lot of evil energy out, and lavender also keeps that mellow and that calm and peaceful vibe that you need when you're entering into the dream world. A lot of times the night terrors can be caused by menacing energies of those of the past. They're still trying to cling on to you and trying to smother you and keep you in a world of fear. So if that is the case, definitely arm yourself. You're a spiritual warrior, and it's time for you to act like one. And the dream world shows you that you can be a spiritual warrior and conquer all the evil that comes towards you. So this was a short little live stream. Thank you for all the you guys that showed up, and thank you for the 2 thumbs up. I'm gonna jettison on out of here. I'm gonna get ready for the dream world. So yeah, if you have nightmares, and I just feel the need to keep talking about nightmares because I feel like a lot of you out there are having nightmares right now. Also, take in account with the nightmares that we're in the waxing moon phase. In the waxing moon phase, where the moon, and thank you for 3 thumbs up, with the waxing moon, when the moon is getting bigger and fuller. And as that happens, the energy is gathering up and rising and rising. Here's the thing about this, and I've said this before, the waxing moon phase is very, should I just leave the light off? You guys can still see me. Moon phase is very similar to Mercury retrograde. So you have to be very careful about what you say and how you say it and where you're putting your energy. The waxing moon phase can be a very productive and prosperous time, a phase, if you know how to anchor yourself in, as they say, 10 toes down, anchor yourself in to what it is that you know that you're supposed to be doing on this planet. A lot of people still don't know what they're supposed to be doing because they're so distracted by all the things around them. If you are able to somehow, you know, sit down and really write down what's going on in your dream world, understand even those nightmares and those night terrors, because those night terrors and nightmares are trying to scream at you, jump scare you to see what it is you need to be looking at. Because there's something you're not looking at. There's something that you are running away from in your life presently. That's why a lot of us have nightmares and night terrors because there's things that we can't face. And whatever we can't face in the waking world comes out into the dream world. And the dream world will want you to be aware of what's going on in your life. This is your spiritual life path. This is your incarnation. This is all about you learning more about why you're here in the first place. A lot of people don't know why they're here. Some people just don't know. They don't know what their purpose here is on life, in life. And sometimes when people um, get a certain age and their children move out of the house, that's when they finally, figure out who it is that they are and what they're passionate about and what they're supposed to be doing here on this planet to help. I think that all of us earth angels, us sensitive souls, empaths, star seeds, earth I said earth angels we're all here to help raise the vibration. And if our vibration is low, we can't do that. We can't be the ones that raise the vibration. So I just want you guys to feel safe within your home. I mean, if you need to go as far as taking a cleansing bath every night before you go to sleep, so that you set your energy right, so nothing, no menacing energies are clinging onto you when you prepare yourself for the dream time. The dream time is a very beautiful time. It's a time where your body can relax and so can your soul, and you can look at all the things you need to work on within the dream world. You can ask for help in the dream world, as I said. When you're in the dream, you'll be able to ask for help as well. You'll be aware that you're actually dreaming. That's when it turns into the lucid dreaming part of it all. I wonder if they mention that in this book about lucid dreaming. It may just be dream interpretation. That's all. Let's see. Maybe the intro might say something better. Nah, I'm gonna just get another book on lucid dreaming. Uh, I like this book that I had in my library, and it was by what does that say? And it was by Jane, a woman by the name of Jane Roberts, and she channeled this entity named Seth. And Seth had a lot of very interesting things to say about the dream world. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of that book. I can't remember the exact title of it. Something about dreams, astral projection. Um, your dreams are more than they seem, and I just want you guys to realize that they're not just some random movie like event that happens when you get ready when you go to sleep. It's so much more than that. The dreams are trying to tell you what's going on in your waking world. And if you're willing to listen, you'll understand why you are here. Really understand why you are here. And understand who you really are. A lot of times the dream world will show you your true self. And a lot of times people don't want to see their true self. And sometimes that can be a nightmare, right? Or some people don't want to see the truth about those people that they trust and that they love. But the dream world's going to bring it. It's going to, if you ask the spirit world, your spirit team, before you go to sleep, can you please help me with discerning, you know, who's the one to trust, with helping me to follow my intuition? Can you help me, please, spirit team? You can even specifically say, ancestors. You can say spirit guides. You can say God. You can say Allah. You can say Jah. You can say universe. You can say all of those words, and guess what? You're not being ignored. It's not like the third dimension, 3D here, where sometimes you feel like you're speaking to the air, even though there's a person in front of you. But you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, thank you for joining me so much for this evening live stream. I really enjoyed doing the live streams. It's another way that I can connect with you all on a more of a personal level, because we're live, unless you're replaying it. But even if you're doing the replay, I appreciate you for taking time out and just sitting down and listening to what can really help you understand your dream world. It's all about whether or not you have a desire to learn about why you're dreaming of such and such, whatever it is. And don't be afraid to write it down. If you don't have the ability to write, because of any sort of disability, you can always do a voice recording of your dreams. A lot of times people find that more easier than reaching for the pen and the paper when you're in a half asleep state, or if you're just waking up from a nightmare that's jarred you and you can't figure out. Sometimes speaking into the voice recorder is a lot easier than trying to write it down. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to donate to my channel, as I spilled tea all over me, for my dry cleaning bill. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can go to my Cash App. My cash tag is Darkmoon Doll. I also have an Instagram, which is under the name of Psychedelic Dark Moon. There's also a Darkmoon Doll Instagram too. I also have Facebook. Under Facebook, I have two Facebooks. One is called Tree Autistic, and the other one is called Darkmoon Doll. And I have a TikTok called Darkmoon Doll. So if you do want to donate to this channel in exchange for your donation, I can create a one of a kind piece of artwork, or I can create a video based on a topic of your choosing. And if you choose for me to do a video on the topic of your choosing, you could even ask if I would talk about that topic in a live stream, because that's an option. I really enjoy bringing forth the information that I find to you all. And I'm glad that a lot of you have found it very helpful for you in your life on your spiritual path. So, with that said, brightest blessings to you all, and I will definitely see you soon.